Welcome if you're new here, welcome back if you're not. My name is Kenzie, this is my book channel, and today we have my mid-year reading wrap-up. That's crazy to say, but anyway, we're here, we're gonna do it. So in front of me, I have my stack of physical books that I've read this year, and then if it was an ebook, an audiobook, or a book that I borrowed but I had to give back, it'll appear somewhere on the screen, probably over here. Or I might be mean to myself and cover my face. I don't know. Also, if you're wondering why I'm filming like this, it's because I'm currently packing for a trip and my bed is a mess and I don't want you guys to see it. So you're allowed to know about it. You're not allowed to see it. So anyway, we're going to go by each month that I read, not by each book, because to me, this seems easier. So got my phone here and I've got little notes. Excuse me. So for those of you who don't know, my reading goal for this year is 50. We're only halfway through the year and I have already read 35 books. This is a thing I am proud of. Like, I'm actually very proud of this. Does it mean I don't have a life? Maybe. Do I care? Not really. I kind of care. It's fine. Anyway. So, yeah. Also, I am going to mention, ignore that. I'm going to mention one book that I tried to read, but I did not. And you will see that in a video, hopefully within the next couple of weeks. I tried to read Moonbound by Robin Sloan. I made it to page, I don't even know. I don't know, it was not very far in. It would have been this one, wouldn't it? Yeah, I made it to page 14, and then I decided that there was a really gross sounding line, and I did not finish it, so that is an honorable mention, I guess. Not even honorable, that's just a mention. It was gross. Anyway, without further ado, let's get on with the wrap-up. So, starting off in January, the very first book I read in January, it is Kindle Unlimited only. And this was also my first 5-star of the year, which was Dagger and Moon by Kaylee Barnes. This is a dark romance. It's motorcycle gang, age gap, forbidden love, dad's best friend trope. So there was a lot. And the reason I had read this was because I don't remember what it was. I made a TikTok where a random number generator chose how many books I was going to read that week. And one of the books, or no, this was actually months before. And the number was like 5. And I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. And the author of this book actually commented and said, hey, like, if you have KU, would you mind checking out this book? And I was like, well, I don't have KU, but yeah, like, I'd love to look into it. Because if you're a small author, I would love to try and support you. Will I make a whole lot of difference? I don't know, but I'm so happy to do it. Just like I would hope people would want to try and support my small YouTube channels. But anyway, so then in like the last couple weeks of December, or like the very beginning of January, I don't remember. I had gotten KU because they were doing this like 3 months for 99 cent thing, and I was like, oh heck yeah, because if nothing else I can try it and decide, hey, if I like it, I can keep it. If not, I'll get rid of it. Like, it was only 99 cents, and for 3 months I get a healthy long trial. So anyway, so I checked out this book and I'm reading it and I'm like, there's a lot going on here, and then I started annotating. If you know me, you know that annotating is a very good sign that it is going to be a 5-star. So yeah, I started like highlighting my things in the app, and then there was one specific scene that had me crying because the main character was crying. If I can feel the emotions of characters, I cry, or I respond the same way, whatever. So yeah, I gave that one a 5 stars. And there are some words in there that I personally hate because it's a dark romance, like a spicy dark romance. So there were some things in there that I didn't care for, but other than that, really loved the book. Next, and you guys already know this because, well, you may or may not. I don't know. I did a whole reading vlog of reading the Narnia books. Specifically, I read the first 3 in that video. I think I want to do it again, another video where I read all of them this time. But I did still read all the books. So I'm just gonna do a quick little recap of that. Whenever it's series at once, I'm just gonna do a quick, like, rapid fire. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so first was Narnia. I give that one a 4.5. Next was Prince Caspian. I give that a solid 4 stars. I didn't love that one as much as I loved the movie Prince Caspian. I think it's just because to me Prince Caspian wasn't in there as much as he should be. It's his own book. Anyway, next was Voyage of the Dawn Treader. I actually really like this one. I give it a 4.25. Which is weird because that movie is not my favorite. But I loved the book. Anyway, Magician's Nephew, 3, solid 3-star. Horse and His Boy, 3.25. I like the fact that the original children were back in there, but other than that, it still wasn't the same as the original stories. So, Silver Chair, that is also a solid 3-star, and The Last Battle is also a solid 3-star. I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember either of those two very much, or The Magician's Nephew, but I promise I did read them. I also read The Girl That Was Taken by Charlie Don Leah. That was also a solid 3-star. It wasn't bad. It just reminded me a lot of the concept of Pretty Little Liars, or A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. Like, it felt the same as other things I've already watched / read. So, and then the final book I read in, oh my gosh, I didn't even do the whole show picture. It's fine. I will hopefully have remembered to do that. Anyway, so the final, the final book I read in January, and the only physical book I read in January, was King of Wrath by Anna Huang. Notice the tabs. Notice the annotations. Can you guess what I gave this book? 5 stars. It's a 5-star. I loved this book. Loved this book. Again, I was constantly on the fence, like, do I want to rate it? Like, what am I going to rate it? You know, how do I feel about this book? And then there was a scene that made me very emotional and made me feel Vivian's emotions. And yeah, she's a 5-star. She's a 5-star. I love her. Vivian and Dante, they are my OTP. So, anyway, February. So, the only book I read in February, the only book, it was Heartless Hunter by Kristen Cicerelli. Again, this was on Kindle Unlimited, so it was easy to get through. 3.75. I didn't hate it by any means, but it was not my personal cup of tea, and I have no interest in reading the second one, which is Rebel Witch, I believe. So yeah, I understand why people like this book, but I just didn't care for it. That's not a big deal. It's not bad. It's okay. Anyway, all right. In March, okay, so it looks like May and January were the only months that I read like a lot of books. So thank you to January and May. January and May, me. Because me in those months is the one who read all those books. Anyway. Okay, so in March, I started with The Do-Over by Lynn Painter. This is a Groundhog Day trope, cute little fluffy romance. While it was really cute, and I do not mean to make a pun with this, but it's how I'm gonna have to say it. It was very repetitive, and there was a lot in here that reminded me of Better Than the Movies, also by Lynn Painter. So it makes sense that they're very similar because it's the same author. Gotta carefully put that back in. But yeah, I didn't, like, I liked it. I gave it a solid 4 stars. and again, it's really cute. It's very short and sweet. The main character, Emily, her parents made me so mad. Her parents were awful. I cried out of anger for her. And I think she had every right to be more angry than she was. Anyway. Next was King of Pride, also by Anna Huang, obviously. This one, King of Wrath and King of Greed, which you're about to see here in a second, are all part of the Kings of Sin series. I'm currently reading King of Sloth, and then I will move on to King of Envy. It's right up here. You can't see it, but it's right there. Anyway, King of Pride. This one, what did I give this one? This one I gave 4.5 stars. I thought it was really cute. This is definitely, in my opinion, the least problem. It's got some water damage because I was reading it in the bath and I accidentally went. Anyway, this is the least problematic of the Kings of Sin books so far. Like, this one is honestly just cute, and my brother's calling. He's gonna have to wait. I'm filming. Like, I love him, but no. Anyway, King of Pride by Anna Huang, 4.5 stars. Kai and what's her name? Isabella? Yeah, I forgot for a second. Like, I thought they were just so cute, and how they were like, yeah, okay, technically we shouldn't be together, but heart wants what the heart wants. And it's just so cute and so sweet. Not happy about the cliffhanger at the end, though. If you know, you know. Anyway, next was Five Survive by Holly Jackson. This was actually a reread for me. And I gave it a solid 4 stars. Because it, honestly, my mind did not change from the first time I had read it. Sorry, I declined my brother's call and he just messaged me, okay then. Like, dude, I'm busy, give me a minute. Anyway, when I read it, actually this time last year, because that's how I got into reading, was by reading Five Survive by Holly Jackson. But anyway, I just gave that one a solid 4 stars. My mind didn't really change on it. Okay, next is April. So in April, King of Greed by Anna Huang. This one, I also gave 4.5 stars. It was so cute, and I love Alessandra and Dominic. I love the fact that Dominic was like, yeah, I messed up. Like, I totally deserve what you're doing to me. I hate the fact that I hurt you. I hate the fact that I am this way. I will do whatever it takes to make it up to you. I love this. The Kings of Sin series is a 5-star series for me. And I've only fully read the first 3. But I love them. They're so cute. Also, this one has, like, no damage whatsoever. I think that's because I primarily read this one on Kindle Unlimited, because I'm pretty sure all of Anna Huang's books are on there. So that's why it just looks brand new. Anyway. Meanwhile, the other 2, you can definitely tell I've been reading them, or I have read them. Alright, next was Cruel Prince by Holly Black. This one was a 3.75. I honestly didn't love it. I do want to continue the series, but I don't understand everyone, like, rooting for Jude and Cardan. Yeah, and Cardan. But I remember I, like, texted one of my friends because she had, I think she's read the entire series. And she was like, yeah, like, it does get better towards like, further into the series. Don't worry. It's not great. The Cruel Prince is not a great book. And without giving anything away, Taryn and Locke. part of me wants to have a sit-down conversation with them. A very stern and angry one. Okay, anyway. And then I read The Selection by Kiera Cass. This one was a 3.5. This one I borrowed from the same friends that I just told you I was talking about this book with. I really, really liked this book. I, again, want to continue the series. I think Prince Maxton is such a sweetheart, even if he is so awkward at times. So awkward. Like, he's a sweetheart. And I do like the fact that this book wasn't just immediately like fall for the prince and be like, yes, I will let you sweep me away to your castle and save me. Like, I love that. I love that it's going to be an ongoing story throughout the books. And lastly, in April, I read Twisted Games by Anna Huang, 3.75. It's not my least favorite of the Twisted books. I say, like, I've read all of them. I have not. I've literally only read Twisted Love and Twisted Games, and I didn't like Twisted Love. Twisted Games, though, I really liked. That one was really cute and sweet, and I just want to give Reese a hug. Like, I just want to give him a hug, and give Bridget a hug, and then leave it be, and let them have their happily ever after. Okay, in May, which technically, okay, so the next 3 books, I was technically supposed to read in April, but I did not really get to. I believe these were all for a 24-hour readathon that you guys saw. One of them, actually no, I think all of them I did read in May, because I read all 3 of these in one night. Anyway. So first is You Shouldn't Have Come Here by Geneva Rose. This one was a lot. I was very confused for most of it. I do like the fact that I couldn't figure out who the bad guy was for the longest time. But it just took way too long. It took way too long. And there was this weird romance subplot that wasn't even cute. It just took forever to get to the main point. So it felt like I was reading a thriller book, or no, a romance book with a thriller subplot rather than a thriller book with a romance subplot. So yeah, this one I gave 3 stars. I did DNF it halfway through, I'm not gonna lie, but if I DNF halfway through or more, I still count it because I put in that time and energy. Anyway, I ended up looking up what happens at the end because I did want to know, and I will say I was not expecting that. All right, next was Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. You see this cute little cartoon cover? Don't be fooled by it. It is not cute and innocent. It's not. It is very spicy. I have decided that it is a solid 3 stars. There is a lot going on in here that is very spicy, which I don't love. There was also a lot of miscommunication and very childish things going on in this book. I did like the ending. I did not like the Uber scene. What the heck is the Uber scene? So yeah, this is a solid 3 star, which, don't get me wrong, I do want to read Wildfire and Daydream. Those are right here. And I'm hoping to like those ones better. And honestly, even if I don't like them, they're cute. They're gonna stay on my shelves. Even if I never pick them back up again, they're cute and I want them on my shelves. Alright, and then we have Light Lark by Alex Astor. 4 stars. Oh yeah, I bedazzled it. It's so pretty. I love it. Anyway, So, yes. Sorry, my mouth is getting dry. Anyway, I really, really liked this, but it was a little predictable. Like, there was a certain thing I kind of predicted towards, not really towards the beginning, but towards, like, the middle. But I did still really, really, really like it. I do have Nightbane down here, which is the second book. And then there's also Sky Shade, which I don't have that one. And I recently saw a TikTok of Alex Aster, kind of like doing a little teaser for the next book in this series. And I don't like the teaser she dropped. It makes me very anxious and very sad. So, oh my gosh, I'm struggling to put this back. There's things anyway. Anyway. Okay. Next, I read the Shatter Me series. So, I'm just going to do a quick little rapid fire, except for two of the books. Two of the books I'll explain a little bit. Alright, Shatter Me was a solid 3-star. Destroy Me, solid 3-star. I like the fact that you got to see more into Aaron and kind of see him humanized a little bit. But it was also a novella, so it's not going to get very high rating from me, at least. Unravel Me, solid 4. Fracture Me, 4 stars. Ignite Me, 3.5. Adam made me very mad. And if you've seen the Vampire Diaries, and you see how Stefan reacts when Elena chooses Damon in the end, that was Adam, basically. That was Adam. And it made me so mad. So mad. Shadow Me was 3 stars. Restore Me was 4 stars. Defy Me was 3.25. Reveal Me was 3.5. And Imagine Me was a solid 3 stars. What the heck was that? Like, what the heck was Reveal Me? Or Imagine Me, I mean. Jeez. Okay, in June, I have only read 4 books, but I found my third 5-star of the year, which is A Man Called Ove by Frederick Bachman. It's so cute, and there are parts of it that kind of remind me of The Notebook. I'm like, what is the name of that movie? The Notebook. There's parts of it that remind me of that, and it's so cute. But there's also parts of this book that kind of remind me of my great-grandparents in the nicest way possible. But Ove, is it Ove or Uva? Because I heard someone pronounce it as A Man Called Uva, and I'm like, that can't be right. But it's also by a Swedish author, so it might be Uva. But until someone corrects me, I'm going to keep saying Ove. Anyway. Also, this is an E. You can't really tell because of the cloud. But no, this book had me in my feels, had me in my emotions, had me annotating, and it was great. You know what's funny about the 5 stars that I found this year? Is every single one of them, within the first 2 to 3 chapters, I'm like, am I loving this book? Is this gonna be a book that I could have gone my whole life without reading and been fine? And then I read it, and I determine it's a 5-star. So, yeah, I would say definitely at least try to get to the 40 to 50% mark before you decide to DNF a book. Unless it's something like Moonbound. Then it's fine. Anyway. Next was Lights Out by Nevessa Allen. Is that how you pronounce her name? Nevessa? Anyway. This one I gave 4 stars. Josh is just yes, he has some problems. Not gonna lie. But he is just a cute, sweet little baby gentleman at times. Okay? And honestly, when it comes to this book, I'm going to say this. Listen to it. Yes, you can read it as well, but I would say listen to it rather than read it, because it's so funny to hear Josh go, my girlfriend. Like, it's so cute. All right, next was Low Pressure by Sandra Brown. This one I gave a solid 3 stars. I just didn't care too much about the storyline, which sucks because I have Overkill by Sandra Brown over here. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm glad I'm almost done with this video because I'm apparently not feeling good now. Okay, so the last book I read this year, and I'm still this first half of this month, this first half of this year, was The Summer of Broken Rules by K.L. Walther. It's so cute. It's a cute, fluffy romance, you know. But there is also depth to it, and I'm still technically working on it. I still have like 100 pages left, I think. A little under 100, over 100, whatever. But she's a 4-star for me. She is really cute. Also, look at how adorable that cover is. But you're not just following a typical romance where, you know, guy meets girl, they fall in love, and everything. There is so much depth, and there's so much to work through. And there is just a lot of cute things going on. But also times where you're like, oh, you get to see the main character be vulnerable and break down, and not in a woe is me type of way, but in a, hey, like, I'm struggling with this and I need to talk to someone about it. So there's also a lot of humor in the book. So yeah. So with that is the 35 books I have read so far this year. So I'm definitely gonna hit my reading goal of 50. And I'm very happy about that. I'm not going to complain about that. So, but anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and I should see you guys next week. Bye!